So if you've ever tried to create anything consistently, you'll know that one of the biggest obstacles is friction. The more friction you have to overcome to do your creative work, the more likely you are to never start at all. So for me, with this YouTube journey and my goal to upload once a week, all year, today is all about reducing friction. So for me, one of the biggest ways in which I need to reduce friction is actually in figuring out a space in which I can consistently film, a space that isn't gonna take massive amounts to set up, massive amounts of time to get ready, that isn't gonna be in the way of my family. And if you watch one of my earlier videos, you know I have this unfinished attic space that actually could be perfect. But as you can see, just from a quick look around, right now it is cluttered. It is messy. There's nothing aesthetically pleasing about it. It's not a great filming location. So today we need to clean this space up. Now, if you've moved anytime recently, you might kind of understand that sometimes when you move and you have young kids, you just find some sort of storage space to put all of the boxes, all of the junk that you aren't using on a consistent basis so that you don't need right now. And then if you're like us, 2 years later, all that junk is still sitting there. So that's kind of what this space has become for us. It's where we have the crib that we don't need, at least for another couple months. It's where we have all these boxes of miscellaneous stuff, like a space heater or an extra monitor, or boxes and boxes of books that we haven't read in years and years, or a car seat or a changing table, or copious amounts of disc golf discs, right? So today we got to clean this space up, and I'm going to try and turn this into some semblance of a YouTube studio, not in the big, beautiful, flashy way. We have no budget for this project. I'm not going to deck it all out. We're not trying to do that, but at least get it to the place where I can walk in here and with pretty minimal effort, set up a couple lights, put the camera on the tripod, press record, and have some level of consistency and low friction way to make content for y'all on a regular basis. And there we go. It's not perfect, certainly, but it's a lot better. It's certainly usable. We have the space behind the desk cleaned up. We have this corner cleaned up. Gives us a little more space to work. Now, of course, peek behind the curtain. I didn't take care of any of this junk, but we'll save that for another day. So now the trick is to take something that looks bland and mundane and boring and make it look halfway decent on camera. So another piece of this low friction thing for me is not having to lug gear up and down the stairs every time I have an actual shoot date. We are upstairs. This is kind of like an unused attic room. So what I'm trying to do is find gear that I don't actually use in my production. And I don't think that only applies to people who are in a situation where this isn't your full-time job, right? I think really this could apply to anybody who's creative, especially in today's world where there are so many distractions and different things vying for our attention. It creates and takes such an incredible amount of discipline and just like sheer force of will to have an idea and then to say no to social media and TV and video games and all the other things that you could be doing with your time, all the other fun, entertaining things, or going out with friends, or just lounging around on the couch, whatever it is you do for fun, to actually be creative and make something interesting. So even if this is your full-time job, I still think reducing friction is an incredibly important part of the creative process and growing in efficiency and effectiveness as a filmmaker. So let's take a look at this space. Now, it's still not beautiful. It's definitely no incredible YouTube setup, but I mean, it's something. At least I have a clean space with lights ready to go. That needs work, trust me, I know. And I can just sit down and put my camera on the tripod and film. And to me, that is gonna be a huge deal in helping me actually create more content and not just ideate about it, and actually pressing record on the camera, editing a video, and publishing it. And that's honestly one of the main reasons why I wanted to start this YouTube channel, was just for the experience of being in that rhythm, of actually trying to create creative things. And I'm sure a lot of them are gonna suck, and y'all can let me know about that in the comments. But I think there's something for me, there's been a block in my journey as a filmmaker and in my creative process, somewhere in between ideation and actualization. And my hope is that this YouTube channel will help me bypass that block, to actually put pen to paper, so to speak, and try and bring ideas to life. I spent too much time learning theoretically, just watching YouTube videos or taking classes about ideas around filmmaking without ever actually doing the filmmaking. And so I think I have a lot of knowledge, but very little experience. And I think that's going to be the biggest hurdle for me to leap in growing as a filmmaker and creating a profitable business. And I hope you'll come with me on that journey. If you're in a similar place, let me know in the comments below. Love to be on this journey with you. Hey, maybe we can encourage each other, hold each other accountable. Let's create some beautiful stuff together. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Peace.